Are you playing waiting game? Are you hoping for him to commit? Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of How to Love Successfully. With me, Dr. Mari Kovanen. I'm a registered psychologist and a conscious dating coach. And today we will be talking about, can a situationship turn into a committed relationship? But first of all, if you really enjoy hearing about dating, how to build a conscious relationships, and neuroscience, go and subscribe to this channel and also leave a review. But let's now go to this episode topic and let's talk about, can a situationship turn into a committed relationship? So perhaps you've met someone, you really like them, perhaps you like the way they look, maybe you like certain qualities about them, and perhaps they've communicated, maybe not in so many words, but in some ways, they keep coming back to you and they want to spend time with you. Or at least they come round and you see each other quite frequently. And perhaps it initially started as no strings attached. But now you have started to develop feelings. And you would really like this to turn into a proper relationship. And what to do now? Perhaps you've hinted certain things to them. You've said to him, could we make this official? And maybe he's saying, I'm not so sure, or I really like you, but, or something like that. And maybe he's coming up with certain kind of excuses about why he is not quite ready to commit, but he really likes you. And you are pulling your hair out because you would really like this guy to become your life partner, become your boyfriend, your life partner, even your husband, maybe in the long term. So what to do? And maybe you've started really asking these questions, but he's not sure. So how long to wait? And you're wondering, what should I do? This is, of course, a very common situation. We often most people, according to research, end up in relationships without thinking about it too much. We don't think about who we are and what kind of person would be a good match. What kind of qualities do we expect beyond the sort of maybe certain preferences? We don't really kind of vet someone. And maybe you've kind of slipped into a situationship. It just happened. You met each other, you liked each other, you like the way each other looks, and this turned into a physical relationship quite quickly. So this is very common. The tricky part of it is that he is actually getting all the benefits of a full-blown relationship without any kind of commitment or effort. And in some ways, us modern women, we've been sold this idea that us modern women with sexual liberation and all of that we should be okay with this kind of situations. And maybe initially you thought that this is what you want. You liked him and you thought, okay, I'm cool with that. I'm really relaxed and whatever comes, it comes. But of course, from a biological point of view, what happens is that you start to develop feeling. You start to develop this bond with someone who you have a physical relationship with. And I mean, like you have someone who you have sex with. You will start to develop this bond. Your body produces oxytocin. And this is a biological response because originally, of course, we were designed to bond and mate and create an offspring. So all of these biological responses and neurochemical responses are still really much operating and calling the shots. So you have developed feelings for this guy, perhaps before you even really vetted whether he has potential to become a long-term relationship or whether he wants to be in a long-term relationship. And he is, as I mentioned, he's getting all the benefits without the commitment, without having to show up, without having to provide, not necessarily so much physically, but in some ways provide something for you that would signify to you that he has potential for this long-term relationship. And it may feel that he is like calling the shots now, and you are pleading him for his attention and for his commitment. But because he's already getting the benefits, it is unlikely. Of course, sometimes it may happen, but probably 99% of the time, the guy who says that, oh, I'm not quite ready for commitment, I really like you, because they like the benefits that he gets with you, that I really like you, but I don't want the commitment. And that message is that I don't want the responsibility. I'm not interested or invested enough to build something together with you. I just want to have my cake and eat it. I want to come, I want to have a good time, and then go away and live my bachelor life. And this is, of course, heartbreaking for you because he's not on the same page. You perhaps like certain qualities about him. And maybe perhaps you worry, and where you are in the stage of life you are in at the minute, that perhaps this is your only chance of finding love. When the reality is that perhaps being involved with this guy means that the guy who is dating to get married, the dating to find a committed relationship and build something, he has no chance because you're taken by this guy who comes in, comes out, and comes in for the good time, but is not willing to commit. It's like he's coming to a bar or he's coming to a restaurant, eat the goods, but not really fully committing and putting effort into. He's not ready or maybe even able. Some people are not really able to be in a committed relationship, or they're not ready and waiting for him to get ready. Well, we don't know if that ever happens. It may happen in 5 years' time. But do you really have that time when you want a committed relationship right now? And there are other people out there who are looking for a woman like you, someone who wants a committed relationship right now. So it's important for you to really have a good conversation with yourself. You need to become quite stern with you in some ways and perhaps remove yourself from that relationship mentally and do this exercise. Okay. So let's think about who you are as a person and what is in ideal life. Don't think about this guy, but think about what are the qualities that I want and need in a relationship? What kind of behaviors do I want to see? Commitment and kindness should be high on the top of your list because those qualities also are ingredients for building a long-term relationship with someone. And then once you've written down what kind of relationship you want to have in the future, then do an assessment and see, okay, this guy, what is he saying? How is he behaving? How is that in comparison to what I want in a relationship? And my hunch is at this point and that he is not meeting your criteria. And perhaps you have some unhealed parts of you that need attention right now. Perhaps it is difficult for you to love yourself fully right now and see that you deserve so much more than what this guy is able to give you. This may sound really hard, and it is really difficult because you have ended up in this situation that is so tricky that you see that someone's giving you some attention, but they're not giving what is really significant for a long-term relationship. And building a conscious relationship is commitment. So you need to take a really good hard look and have a conversation with yourself. That do I want to see myself in this same position in 5 years' time? Or do I need to cut my losses and say, okay, what he's bringing to the table and what he's offering is not good enough for me. I am worthy of so much more. I'm worthy of love and attention from a guy who really wants to build a long-term conscious relationship with me. And this is really tough. So please be kind to yourself and have some compassion for yourself. It is really hard. But your future self will thank you when you consider you and make decisions based on what is good for you in the long term. If you found this useful, please go and leave a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform and also share with someone who needs to hear this message. Please remember, give yourself the love you're seeking first, and you will attract the love you want. Bye for now. Bye.